Greetings and welcome to this edition of Pharmacy Focus here at the University of Charleston's School of Pharmacy. You are in for an outstanding edition of this Pharmacy Focus. We're going to hear from our SNPhA chapter president who's going to talk to us about an outstanding event happening in 2016. Yes, this year of 2015 is fantastic, but it's going to be out of sight next year. So without further hesitation, sit back, relax, and enjoy this edition of Pharmacy Focus with our special guest, SNPhA Chapter President, Loic Noubossie. Loic, welcome.
Thank you.
Well, Loic, welcome to this edition of Pharmacy Focus. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Wonderful. Well, tell our audience who is Loic? Where are you from and what year are you in our program?
Well, my name is Loic and I'm originally from Cameroon. I moved to the US in 2006 and I am now a student at the University of Charleston Pharmacy School, second year. And I'm president of SNPhA as well, like you said. And yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. So P2, second year, so you're halfway through.
That's right.
But you've done a lot in your year and a half or so that you've been here. So I know that this past summer, you didn't just say, I want to stay in the 50 states of the United States. You wanted to go somewhere else. So tell our audience, what did you have the opportunity to do this summer?
I actually got the opportunity to travel to India, which was a pharmaceutical conference. And it was through SNPhA that I got the opportunity to go. So what that gave me is the opportunity to open myself to new ideas about pharmacy and to share with the world basically how pharmacy is in America and sharing our problems and sharing what we think we should work on, and then we would talk about it and then come up with solutions and all that. And that's one of the things that I think was wonderful about it, and that's the reason why I wanted to go.
Wonderful. And so from our school there were two students, yourself and one of your classmates. And how many total students were there at that conference in India? About,
I want to say 300 people were there.
Okay, one from all different countries.
From all different countries, yes.
Wonderful.
And I went with OJ, who was P3.
Yes.
But and yeah, it was people from Nigeria, Egypt, Spain, all around the world.
Wonderful, wonderful. Do you still keep up with any of the persons that you met by any chance?
Yes, we actually do. On Facebook and on Instagram, we exchange contacts so that we can keep in touch and see how things are going in different countries, pharmacy-wise and social-wise, and anything else.
So that big world certainly got smaller from your experience this past summer.
Exactly, yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. So tell me, you are president of our SNPhA chapter, and what exactly is SNPhA?
SNPhA is an organization that actually focuses on serving the underserved.
Okay.
And how do we do that? We actually plan, organize, and execute programs to actually gear towards the improvement of healthcare, social, and educational aspect of the community. So what we want to do is pretty much help the poor and minority and help them, involved in those three areas. And we have events planned during the year to, achieve that.
Right. Well, tell me, what are one of the most popular events that the SNPhA chapter here hosts? If you could say one or two, what are the most popular ones?
One of them is the rooftop party, which takes place usually around September.
Okay.
And that is basically a party to welcome everyone, faculties, undergraduates, and pharmacy students, P1, P2, and P3, and P4s. And that's just a time for us to mingle after maybe the first or second week of school so that we can get to, give ourselves advice and give to each other what to do in order to make it, through the next year or so. And it's also an opportunity for undergrads to, who are interested in coming to pharmacy school to learn more about what it is like, and then to get to learn also about, how the school is, how we operate, and all that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so you said undergraduates. So can an undergraduate actually join SNPhA?
Yes, an undergraduate can actually join SNPhA. You don't necessarily have to be in pharmacy school. Okay. And that's a good thing because, as an undergrad, you don't necessarily know what you want to do yet. And giving you the opportunity to be, some sort of affiliated in a way with the pharmacy school gives you that insight into what it is like to go through pharmacy school and what it is like to be a pharmacist and what the career has to offer.
Absolutely. So it helps the transition, and it gives an opportunity for the undergraduate students to interact with persons at levels of education they will soon be in the near future. So that's a great opportunity, and I'm glad to hear that SNPhA encourages and supports undergraduate students at UC becoming members of the organization. That's great. So tell me, what is going to happen in April of 2016?
We are very excited to be hosting the 2016 Region 1 and 2 conference here at the University of Charleston School of Pharmacy.
That is fantastic.
Exactly. It is amazing. And that will be taking place in April 1st through the 3rd.
Okay, and that's not an April Fool's joke, right? We're going to have lots of people coming from all schools from within Regions 1 and 2 coming here, converging here in Charleston, West Virginia. We're going to show them great hospitality, and I'm sure we're also going to make sure that we are educating them on topics that are pertinent to student pharmacists. So how many states are involved in Regions 1 and 2? About?
I'm not quite sure how many, but I'm going to assume about 20 states.
Okay, all right.
Or maybe less.
Okay.
But it's a lot of people coming for the conference. So.
And so SNPhA, I am aware, is divided into 5 regions. And so 1 and 2, I think, comprise almost the most number of student chapters that SNPhA has. So it's going to be exciting for us to invite and have persons come to be with us for a weekend. And so where is this going to be held? What are the activities going to be held for this conference?
The bulk of it is going to be held at the Marriott Hotel, which is in downtown Charleston.
Okay.
And Bridging the Gap, which is a social event, will be happening here at the University of Charleston in the Rotunda.
Okay.
And other activities will also take place at the hotel, but the bulk of it is going to be at the hotel.
Wonderful, wonderful. And so that meeting is going to have educational activities. Are we responsible for that, or does the national organization take care of that, or how does that work?
For the clinical skills competition, for instance, the national office will be taking care of that. We just have to provide a room. For the Bridging the Gap, that's the social event that we have to make ourselves as well, come up with ideas. National office has nothing to do with that. For the business, I think it's the business sessions, that is going to be held by the national office as well, so we only have to provide a room. And for the workshops, we have to come up with ideas that we think are going to be interesting for student pharmacists to hear from, and that is actually planned by us, and the national office has nothing to do with that. And the CEs is more for pharmacists, and Ms. Gandhi is in charge of that, and the national office really doesn't have anything to do with that too.
So we have a lot of planning, a lot of opportunity to build this conference into something that has the stamp of the University of Charleston School of Pharmacy, and I know that I'm sure there's going to be lots of involvement by the SNPhA members in the planning. About how many members does SNPhA have here in our chapter?
About 60 as of now, yes. And it's hopefully going to grow.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so I know that there will be a call out as you as president for SNPhA to get all hands on deck to help with the activities associated with this conference. We are just so excited and proud of the SNPhA chapter for stepping forward and applying and for being selected, because it's one thing to apply, which is great. It's totally another thing then to be selected and to then execute. And I know that under your leadership and your executive board, your other officers, that SNPhA is going to make this a unique, one-of-a-kind conference that SNPhA members are going to be talking about for years to come, right? Yep. Absolutely. Good, good. Well, we appreciate the time that you are spending today just to talk a little bit about what's upcoming with SNPhA as we get closer to that regional meeting in April. Once you have some of the plans and all set forth, we would love to have you back and maybe have some of your other co-chairs present to talk a little bit about the activities that are going to be happening at the conference. And who knows, we may even have a roving camera at the meeting to take some candid pictures and document the event, and we'll have you guys come back and talk about it once the event has concluded. So we're just very proud, very happy. This is the second time that the School of Pharmacy will be hosting a regional or national conference for our student organizations, and so we just are totally excited that our students will step forward and be involved and engaged, because that's what it's all about in the profession of pharmacy. We need to be active and engaged. And so congratulations, Loic, again for being the president of SNPhA this year and for the great things that SNPhA is going to do this academic year as well as hosting the conference.
Thank you.
Thank you.